Have you ever felt alone in a crowded room? Like no one truly sees you, hears you, or understands the depth of what you feel? Loneliness isn't just the absence of people. Sometimes it's the absence of connection, even within ourselves. But what if I told you that loneliness isn't your enemy? What if, instead of fearing it, we learned to embrace it? Because hidden in its silence, loneliness carries an invitation to grow. Let's take a step back. Why does loneliness feel so heavy? Our minds are wired for connection. From the moment we are born, we seek warmth, validation, and a sense of belonging. And when that's missing, our brain perceives it as a threat, triggering emotions that can feel overwhelming. It's natural, it's human. But here's the turning point: loneliness isn't just about what's missing, it is also about what's waiting to be found. Think about it. How often do we distract ourselves to avoid being alone? We scroll endlessly, binge watch shows, fill every second with noise, anything to silence that quiet voice inside. But but what if instead of running from it, we sat with it? What if we treated loneliness as a teacher rather than a burden? Some of the greatest moments of self-discovery happen in solitude. When the noise fades, we hear ourselves better. Our passions, our fears, our desires, they all become clearer. This is where self-growth begins. It is in these moments of deep reflection that we realize, who am I beyond my relationships, beyond my job, beyond the expectations placed upon me? Self growth isn't about waiting for someone to fill the void. It is about learning to fill it ourselves with purpose, with understanding, and with love. It is about becoming the kind of person who enjoys their own company, who finds fulfillment not in external validation, but in internal peace. Being in isolation doesn't mean being lonely, it means being with yourself, truly and completely. It is in these moments of solitude that we understand who we really are, away from societal expectations and distractions. When you strip away from the noise, what remains? Well, the answer might surprise you. Consider this: many of history's greatest minds and creators found their brilliance in moments of isolation. Artists, writers, philosophers, many of them understood that solitude was not their enemy, but their greatest asset. Vincent van Gogh painted some of his most moving works in complete solitude. Henry David Thoreau withdrew from society to live in nature, finding deeper meaning in simplicity. Even Nikola Tesla credited his breakthroughs to the time he spent alone, reflecting and experimenting without external interference. Solitude gives us the space to nurture our thoughts and let creativity flourish. It allows us to sit with our emotions, understand them, and find clarity without external noise influencing our perspectives. It is in these quiet moments that we heal, grow, and become more attuned to our own needs and aspirations. So the next time you feel lonely, pause.